Hello and welcome to this video on the basics of using Office 365. I'm going to show you how to use the key features, find out where your documents are stored and how to access other documents that have been shared with you. I'll also show you how to use the Office 365 applications such as Word, Excel and PowerPoint on your desktop to locate any files from your OneDrive and SharePoints. And finally, I'll give you a quick overview of using the email system. The first step to using your Office 365 platform is to log in. On any device that is owned by your school, you can open up a window and type in office.com and you'll be able to log in using your email address and password provided. Once logged in, you'll see a screen similar to the one that we are recording now. This is your dashboard for Office 365 and shows you key files and folders that you may find useful on first logging in. On the left hand side of the screen you can see the key icons to get to products quickly. We're going to focus first on OneDrive. OneDrive is where you share your files and folders just for you. Nobody else can access your OneDrive unless you share something with them specifically. You have up to 1 terabyte of storage space, which is far more than you'll ever need. And even if you did fill it, we can expand that further for you. Files in your OneDrive are accessible in a number of different ways. This is the main way through the website, but you can also on multi-academy devices click on the file icon and see your OneDrive is on the left hand side of this screen. And you can also access it through Word, Excel and PowerPoint, which I'll show you later on. You'll only ever have one OneDrive, and this is the same place where everything saves all the information to across all the devices. So this means wherever you are, you're able to access your files and documents without leaving any on any other devices. You can see from this layout that the folders and files are as you would expect them to be, and are fairly similar to how you may have seen them before. Obviously this is in a web page, but I can click through and see different files and folders as you'd normally see them through. And as an added benefit, if I wanted to go straight into a Microsoft Office file such as this spreadsheet, simply clicking the link will open up the file in the web browser and allow me to make changes or see any changes other people have made if it's been shared. You can also see on the right hand panel here that it shows under the sharing if a file or folder is shared with other people. You can see the difference here between my Power BI data folder being shared and my school documents and audits folder being private. I have full control on who I share my files and folders with. If I want to have a look at what they're shared as and who with and what method, I can just click on the shared icon, which will show me the manage access panel. From here I can see who's got links to access, who's got direct access, and I can change and remove access if I wanted to. By sharing a file or folder, I'm inviting other people to have access to it, and there are a number of different ways that you can do this. So if I show you by taking on a folder such as this scripts folder and I press the share button, I'm presented with the share infograph. This pop-out is common within Word, Excel and PowerPoint and lots of other pages within Office 365. You can click on this area here to see the different ways in which you can share the document or the folder. If you're sharing a folder, whatever you select here applies to everything within the folder. The default and the preferred option is to use specific people. This allows you to share your document with people that you know the email address for, even if they're external to the multi-academy. As long as they've got an email address, you can type this in the to field and it will send it to them and they will be able to access it. You can also change the controls on the right hand side to see if they can edit or can make changes or if they can just view it in the link. You can add a brief message as well so that they are able to understand context around the document, and when complete you can click send. If you'd like to copy the link to place on the website or maybe in an email, you can use a copy link button, and if you're using the Outlook button, it will put the link into an email for you, like a normal attachment, but that attachment when clicked will open the very latest version, as will all the links. So if you've shared it and you then make a change to the document, everybody will see that change immediately. You can also share to entire groups, so you can enter names such as those that you might be using for other groups within Office 365 distribution lists or similar, or even class and form groups by typing them into this box. You can type multiple names into the box and share with multiple people at once. You can also see here you've got the option to share with people, and in this case it's saying Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic Multi Academy. Your setup may show a different name, but this means that anybody within your academy or within all your organisation will be able to open the file. This includes students, and in fact anybody with an account which allows them to log into that Office 365. So use this one carefully. You can also click on anyone with a link, which allows anybody anywhere in the world to access the files and folders that you are sharing. There are a couple of additional options on this view. You can turn on or turn off allowing editing. You can set a link expiration date, so when the link will stop working. And you can also set a password. You'll need to give that password to everybody else who needs to access the file, and it is not GDPR compliant because it is a shared password. Once you've done all that and you've hit apply, your colleague will get an email, the groups will get an email, and they'll be able to access your files. And again, if I wanted to go in and change what I've shared, I just click on the shared icon down here, and that allows me to change it as well. I can also, when clicking on the shared button, see at the bottom of the screen who else has access to my file. And again, I can click on those individuals and take away or give them additional access. Also in my OneDrive, I can use the options on the left-hand side. There is a Recents tab, which shows me all my recently opened documents, regardless of the device. There is a Shared tab, which will show me items that are shared with me by others, or shared by me with other people. I can also see my Recycle bin. In my Recycle bin is anything that I've deleted on any devices. I've got 93 days to get anything back from the Recycle bin once I've deleted it. You can also bulk empty Recycle bin at the top here, and we're still able to restore those files and folders for you, even if you've done that. If it's after the 93 days, please contact Lourdes IT support, who can assist you to get any files or folders back that you're missing. Underneath this, on the left-hand side, I have my different key access areas, and these are to my SharePoints. SharePoints are like shared drives. So traditionally that's been your staff shared areas, maybe a student shared area, admin shared area, etc. on the computers. And these are the new breed of shared drives that you can access anywhere that you like. The one last thing that I want to show you on this view is at the top here. I've got the ability to search for anything that's in my documents that I can access. And that will include the contents within the document as well as in the title. So that's OneDrive. If I wanted to move something to upload it to my OneDrive, I can simply drag and drop it into the page. You'll see an icon will appear where it's telling me where it's uploaded the one file to my documents. If I wanted to download a file or folder, I can press the download button. And I can also, of course, rename and move and copy the files as normal. On your normal documents, you'll see your OneDrive. The two locations are exactly the same. These files and folders update automatically, and you can see from the little icons what status they are. Blue means that it's not been downloaded, but you can still access it, and green means it's been downloaded to your device to access offline. If I quickly open up my Word, you'll see here that I've also got access to my files and folders from OneDrive straight within the Word. And this is the same for Excel and PowerPoint too. You can see that the files that come from OneDrive are listed as coming from OneDrive, but I can also see that if I've got other files or folders that have come from a shared drive, that will include the shared drive name on there as well. I can also see any files that have recently been shared with me, where I can go into here and I can see the different information on them. If I click on open, you'll see that on the left hand side I've got more options. The first one here that's useful to see is that I've got access to my OneDrive and I can go into my individual folders. But I've also got access to SharePoint sites. These again are my shared drives. So if I enter into my Laws IT folder and into my Laws IT share, these are my shared drive folders that are shared with all of the members of the team, but I can quickly access them from Office 365 wherever I am on any connection. If we now focus on our SharePoints, we can use the app launcher in the top left hand side to switch which app that we're currently in. If I come down to SharePoint, you'll see in front of me I have multiple SharePoints that I have access to. If you can't find the one that you're looking for, search for it up the top here, or ask the owner of the SharePoint for permission to have access to it. Once you click into a SharePoint site, you're then able to browse all the information within the site, and you can view any files in any shares or such like. SharePoint pages are designed to be a lot more interactive than your traditional folder shares, and you can add links and buttons and embed documents into there to make it as useful as possible. Only people with permission to see a SharePoint will be able to access it, and from within the SharePoint, different users may be able to see different shares. For example, on here I have my Laws IT share that everybody can access. However, my senior team share is just for the senior team members. If I use the mosaic up the top again to go back, and I go back to the main Office 365 page, as a reminder, you can go directly into any of these files here, and you can then edit them within Word or Excel, and this is the web version. However, if you'd like to open this version of the document in the full Word app on your computer, simply click onto the editing link and come down to open in desktop app. We suggest you click always allow, press open, and this will open your document in the Word app. You'll see up the top right hand side you've got a share button which opens up the same dialog that we saw before. And similarly on the online page you have the share button up the top right hand side as well. If we use a mosaic, we can see that there are lots of other apps within Office 365, and we will complete training on them in due course. But one of the most useful is to use Outlook. There are two ways to use Outlook on our devices. The first one is looking at our files and folders, and they're all the same as whether in Outlook on the web or Outlook on the desktop, and I can reply to my emails and everything straight from within here. If I was then to come out of the internet and open up Outlook, these files and folders are exactly the same. However, one of the enjoyable things about using Outlook on the desktop is if I have multiple accounts, they all go down the left hand side. So this Laws IT here is an account, and up the top I've got my personal email as well, from which I can access everything. I've also got access to my calendar or calendars, and as well as that I've got access to my contacts. If we switch back over to here, you'll see down the bottom I've got the groups icon. These are key groups that I'm able to access, and these are including the SharePoint groups that may be there. It may be the Teams groups that are there, and I can use the buttons up the top to view different shares and websites for these and see who else is the member of them. And that's a brief introduction for users on Office 365. But if you have any questions, please contact us via the help desk and we'll happily show you anything more that you need.